Tech Talk of the Season 3 of WebWave, and our topic is Mobile Gaming Arena. So today we are having two guest speakers. One of them is Taha Munir. He's been working on many mobile applications and has made some of the games. Mohammed Yusuf Fazal, he is a technology specialist. He looks for new technologies and knows a bit about HTML5 and how to make games. My first question is like mobile gaming arena. Like games have been since I was like born, right? So what's something new about it?
Well, basically the technologies are being upgrading since the gaming began. Basically, we are having many platforms like mobile platforms. These are basically being focused right now. So the technologies that are being used, they are making game development quite easy. The frameworks are coming. The developers are quite focused on making those frameworks which make game development really easy. Since the introduction of HTML5, the game development is really easy now. Like you don't have to focus on individual platforms. You can make a game on browser. That game can run on any mobile device. So the innovation part is that you don't have to consider the platform. You make a journal game and it gives the same experience on different mobile and desktop and web platforms at the same time.
Okay, so are we talking about like having Counter-Strike on mobile? Games like that?
Basically, you don't expect Counter-Strike like games on mobile platforms since those games are dedicated to desktop. Like for mobile, you expect games that we all have played Pac-Man. So those kind of games are those that can easily run on mobile devices. There are limitations to mobile devices. They don't support much high graphics. So right now you don't expect Counter-Strike type games, but you can expect games like we have games which like 2D games. Pac-Man is one of them, and recently Zynga is one of the companies that is leading in the gaming arena. So you can go on and search the games. They have really attractive games that people like to play. People take their time out actually to play those games. They are focused on some particular theme that doesn't involve high-tech graphics, but the gameplay and the storyline, basically you have to innovate on those.
Okay, so Yusuf, what would you like to say? Like mobile games are definitely not the same as desktop games, and many of us have played Angry Birds, a 2D game but very attractive. So what kind of games specifically we are looking for? Like the more addictive ones, the more on the graphic scale, the more on like attractiveness. Like what are the parameters for a good mobile game?
The main parameter is mainly the gameplay. The more addictive the gameplay is, the more you play the game. For example, Angry Birds. Everyone, when it initially started, every second person I saw who had a smartphone had that game and mostly was engaged in playing it. So mainly the gameplay is the most important, but also the graphics also important, and the mobiles have to improve more on the graphics part. so that as
Okay, by the way, we are really doing good on that part. Like recently, Samsung Galaxy S3 has been launched, and there are a few HTC mobiles that are offering quad-core NVIDIA graphics. So we are improving on that, and 3D games are also entering the arena. But the thing is, like uh, desktop games are more extensive games, longer playtime, longer levels, and a deep story going on. So, but I haven't like seen something like that on mobile. Why is that so?
because mostly people prefer games that they could play in their free time or leisure time. So because that's a small screen, and mostly when they're in their free time or when they're at a place where they don't have access to any such thing, they use their mobiles to play the games. That's why mostly companies target to make a shorter games that have shorter levels, so they could easily pass that level and could have a sense of achievement for them.
I would like to add that the screen size and the battery limitations, these are the main concerns for mobile platforms. People don't expect to play really high-tech game. Like even there are quite a lot games that are not as high performing as those on desktop, but people go for games that are basically addictive. The storyline basically on the mobile platform because they have to pass their time and they don't expect to play high-tech games because on mobile platform the basic problem is with the battery usage and the size of the screen.
Okay, like games on mobile have been since I know mobiles, right? Starting from basic games like Hangman, word games, and all of that. So, how would you say what generation of mobile games are we in? If you can identify the differences, like how we've been proceeding.
We are now, as you mentioned before, we are moving towards a generation of 3D games, and companies like we mostly people have seen or played the games of like GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and Need for Speed also. So these are games that have really achieved success in the desktop environment. So they are targeting towards mobile because the mobile is going market is going really high, and it is achieving more success than the desktop. So the sooner as we are developing, the sooner 3D graphics can come into the mobile, the more 3D game we will.
No, I would like to re-ask my question. Like, I'm asking that games have been since mobile have been started from like pixel-based games, starting then Java-based games, and now there's new games. So, what do you think? Which generation are we in? Second, third, or like what do you see in future? Like, what kind of games can be made? Like you just mentioned, like GTA and all of that. So, basically, the main desktop version games take a lot of time to build, and the reachability is also a problem there. As if we compare like PlayStation, Xbox with PC, PC games are more reachable as compared to the console games. But recently, due to the Xbox interface like Kinect, etc., that has also improved. So, what do you think? If I'm a game developer, what should I do? Make a full-fledged console game, PC game, or mobile game?
Why don't you try to make games in HTML5? They were both in the mobile, in the desktop environment, and it's the latest technology. It is very advanced, and basically it is a built every browser, every new updated browser has a built-in engine for HTML5. So you don't have to install any additional software plugin or anything else.
Okay, right. HTML5, that seems something new, right? So you are saying that we don't have to be like usually. I don't. Can you please clarify it a bit more? Like we make games like console, we've got a specific languages for that, specific tools, SDKs for that. If we are moving on any environment, like we are using DirectX to make games, or any other, we are using some framework, right? If we are making a mobile game, we use some specific IDE and SDK. With HTML5, you are saying just HTML5.
Yes, there's no restriction to any IDE in making HTML5.
No SDK restrictions, nothing.
No. HTML5 and CSS3 are languages on their own. You don't need any specific IDE to make specific games for a specific platform. A game made in HTML5, CSS3, the same code runs the game on either that is a desktop environment or it is a mobile environment. It doesn't have to the developer don't have to make individual codes for the mobile or the desktop. The same code, basically the game runs through the browser, and the browser has the built-in HTML5 engine. So the browser is the same as that of the desktop and that of the mobile. So that is why there is no restriction to any IDE or anything.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now my next question would be, like, you've been playing mobile games, like you've been making some games yourself. So which games do you think are the best 3 games in the industry, no matter like Apple, the iOS market, or the Google Play market, whatever? What are the top 3 games and the reasons you think they are the top 3 games?
Well, Angry Birds really achieved success because of their innovation, because of the gameplay they have, the story they have, and they have like expanded to like every platform. So the success they have achieved is because of their innovation, basically. Like it's the gameplay that it's really addictive, and the new versions, new levels they are bringing in. It has really made the market go for the same strategy of making new levels and making kind of same theme. So basically, Angry Bird I would rate is one of the top games that we have currently in the market. Secondly, there was a game, Where's My Water?
By Disney.
Yes, that game also achieved quite a bit success because of the really innovative storyline, and they had really good graphics, and like the gameplay was really something that a person must try. So again, here the innovation that they brought that made that game achieve such success. And you would like to add some other?
I would like to tell you about a game basically made by a company of Pakistan, Pilots. The game Candy Pot. It achieved high success within the Pakistan and Asia region, and it was a very nice game, great graphics, and it was a quite addictive gameplay. It had a quite addictive gameplay.
So basically, what we are looking to attract is the gameplay, right? Theme. And most of the top games you are talking about, they are level based, short levels, short missions that you can complete on the go, right? So
the basic idea is that, as Tabai recently mentioned, that every mobile is battery limited. So if a level is too long and a person is playing a level, and before it can finish a single level, basically the battery comes to an end, the mobile switches off, or it shows that it is towards its end and it needs to be recharged, then the person has to stop his gameplay. For which, when after recharging his mobile, he continues, he doesn't have the same attention towards the game. That is the main idea behind making low levels, so that slow achievements.
So you are saying that we cannot have games like, we cannot expect games like Need for Speed, Call of Duty, and all the big names here.
We can expect games like that, but till yet such games haven't gained that much popularity, and we need to see how people react to such games.
Right.
like we have Need for Speed on mobile as well, but the success they achieved on desktop isn't really comparable to the success of mobile. That's because of the limitations of the mobile and basically the users of mobile, they want to play games to pass their time, not like take their time out to play like they play on desktop. So they have time, they have a big screen in front of them, they have uh, resources like high tech hardware. So on mobile, but the focus is on like passing the time with games that keep their interest as well and keep like the interest is kept through short levels, which like keeps the user involved.
Okay, so it's like that the major games that the top games like FIFA and all of the 3D games. Now a new developer cannot compete with its market, right? But in the mobile gaming arena, a new developer has a lot of opportunity. So what motivational words would you like to say to a new developer?
Like Yusuf discussed the game Candy Pot. The developers are Bastians as well. They were our seniors. They came up with this idea inspired by the success of different games on mobile platform. So what they did, they just made a new story. It was quite innovative. Their graphics were attractive. The images they had, the storyline they had, it was attractive. But they never focused on making games like Need for Speed, FIFA, Call of Duty, which are really high-tech graphic-based games. So what they focus on is the storyline, the graphics, and the basic theme that it makes a really really difference in mobile platform. So for new developers, it should be like focus on the theme, keep it simple. You don't have to involve high-tech graphics or anything else. You just have to make a good theme, good graphics, and good gameplay, and you can really achieve success.
So I would like to add that the new developers need to have a view of why they want to be in the mobile game development area, and they need to look for opportunities where they could polish their skills. And these opportunities mostly provide them these opportunities mainly provide them the source to motivate themselves to make these games, and they sometimes also provide them fruit for their efforts. For example, the TWM has an event called Game Dev, which also provides the opportunity to make game within previously it was 3 days, and in the last edition of it, it was a 1 week long, where you weren't restricted to any language or any platform. You could make any game on any platform, and it will be judged. So basically, the main idea was to innovate and to focus on the game development area, and to motivate the students, the young students who are still studying, to come towards this arena, as this is a vast market.
And basically, the high-tech games like FIFA and Need for Speed, they would take weeks, months, or year to develop them. Like FIFA takes around a whole year to complete its development. But for mobile games, you don't need that much time. You can make it within a day. So it's really just all about the theme, the storyline you focus, and the graphics you make. The development won't take much more than a day. Or at most, if you're making a really good game with good physics, then at most you would need a week to develop it.
Okay, like now you have an experience of making game yourself. So one of the questions that has been asked many times is like, what kind of games should we make? Like a free version, a paid version, or one version with multiple levels and some features to be unlocked with in-game buy. So what is the attractive part? Like what should be the main goal for people?
I guess the interest of people won't be to buy a game if they haven't played it. So it's best to make a game with in-app purchase option that would allow the user to play certain levels that have been unlocked, and when the user gets interested in that game, he would go for to unlock more levels. So what we can do is provide like 2 or 3 levels free of cost, and we can provide levels based on like 10 levels and or a particular pack of levels. They can unlock it within $1. So that approach is, I guess, making a lot of money for companies. So that's the best approach.
Okay. There is another like an indirect way to make money out of it. Like many games have an in-game ad pop-ups like coming here and there. So like, what do you think? Like, do you like say go for it, or like what are your views about it?
I guess it sometimes gets irritating getting pop-ups during a game, but when you don't expect user to buy the game because of the limitations in the market, like in Pakistan, the trend to buy games isn't really good. So the other option is to provide those pop-ups or ads. They can make a lot of money, but it might get the user irritated. So it's a bit risky option.
Like I won't name that game or the company that makes it. It's a pretty popular company, a top developer at Android market. I was playing one of its game, and when the ad popped up, like they were earning money, but my game play hanged a bit. So it was pretty irritating for me. So yeah, games do irritate.
You have to lose something to get something. They are providing you this, their game for free. So they will require some of your seconds to earn, so that they could pay those developers who are developing that game.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so
also I would like to add that those people who are still confused whether they will want to enter the mobile gaming arena or the desktop gaming arena, they have a bright opportunity through HTML5 and CSS3. So it doesn't matter in which, they could just make the game in that language. It could run either mobile and desktop, or it's browser based. It is also providing portability. So you could play that game anywhere and without any need of installation.
okay, so let's end our session, and we will be continuing with our game dev sessions and further exhibition and judgment. Thank you, Yusuf.